Welcome to the Marketing Automation Show. I'm Joey Keller. In today's 2022 Halloween edition, we're going to look at a bunch of unexplainable things in Mautic. I would like to call them the X-Files of Mautic. Okay, strike that because millennials definitely won't understand, so I will call them Stranger Things in Mautic. So let's begin. So I have a proof that there are ghosts in Mautic, and that's the admin user. Let me explain you what I mean. So for example, let's say I have this user here. I'm logged in as administrator here into my Mautic, and I'm visiting a website. It's my own website, which is connected with tracking to the Mautic I was showing you before. I'm going to check the knowledge base. I'm checking the courses. So here, if I refresh this, I'm supposed to be able to see the tracking, and this is what marketers do. They log into Mautic, they hope that they install the tracking properly, they come here and they see nothing. It's super annoying. On the other hand, if I come to another page and do some tracking, I will be able to see this person immediately. So let's go back here, anonymous user. Right away I can see the page tracking works. So what about the email opens? Let's write an email and send it out to myself, and let's see if the email opens are tracked. This is very important because you might want to test some double opt-in campaigns, or you want to test opens and clicks, and for that you use your own email as a marketer. At the same time you logged into the system, and I would like to prove that you are a ghost in the system if you are logged in as administrator in the same browser window. So let's create an email. Okay, I created an email. I added here the link, Facebook's link. So it goes to facebook.com. Let's save it. Send it out to myself. There is one pending contact. And let's look at the email itself. So if I go back to my contact, I'm supposed to be able to see this. And I can see that the email went out. Let's check. What did I get? Okay, I have this opener's test. Let's open the page. Okay, Facebook is opening, great. And now let's go back to Mautic and see what really happened here. Let's reload. I can see that the email was opened. So that's actually great. The opening works, so I can test it, but where is my link? I clicked on it, it's not visible. So let's do the trick, and this is how you should always test your campaigns where you need opens. Open this email, copy out the link, open another browser, paste the link, and if I go back now to my Mautic, I will see that this link was clicked. So this is how you test it. So as long as you are testing anything in Mautic with the same browser where you logged into Mautic and you're testing on your page. So the takeaway is, if you're testing Mautic in the same browser and not window, just a browser where you are also an administrator, then page views will be not tracked, just opens. So keep that in mind, and it will save you a lot of angry moments. This one is about the API. You will find a lot of questions regarding this in the Mautic forums. So let's say you just installed Mautic, you enabled it, yes. You enabled basic auth, great. And you set some token lifetime, so you might just leave it like that. You will be not able to log in via basic auth. It will not work for you. And the solution is you have to refresh your cache. Strange? Sure. So this one is really annoying, caused me lots of headaches. So I call this decision versus condition. So I have a segment here. Everybody in the segment should get an email. Based on openings and based on a condition, some other things should happen. And you would think that this branch of this campaign works exactly like this branch of this campaign. Email is sent out, then check, is it opened? And then after 2 days or within 2 days or whatever, we add 100 points. And we also add do not contact, same things here. So these two branches work completely differently, because what happens here is email is sent out and then Here we are waiting for a decision. Opened? If yes, then once it's opened, after that, 2 days later, we will add the 100 points. Here, we're gonna wait 2 days, and if it's a no, then after 2 days, after exactly the 2 days, we're gonna add the do not contact. So this email goes out, we're waiting. If it's not open for 2 days, then we add the do not contact. Once it's opened, then after that, in 2 days, so once the opening, this branch here is activated, we add the 100 points. That can be that, the email is opened after 3 days, then this one here will be triggered on the 3rd day. Okay? Nowhere written 3rd day, but that's what's gonna happen. Okay, let's look at the other branch. Here, we just check this is a condition. We check here if the contact value is somebody likes chocolate. So here, this condition will be evaluated immediately. That means there is no waiting for 2 days here. So this is actually here not within 2 days, but after 2 days. So this is automatically evaluated in the moment when the contact is here and things are happening. Here we would wait for 2 days. Here, after 2 days, we are in the do not contact. So basically on this branch, no matter what happens, if the person likes the chocolate, they will get this email after the 2nd day. Here, it might be the 3rd day, but here, after the 2nd day. So the difference is actually here when you set it, you can say when to execute this event. You can execute it after 2 days, let's say. Then you have 2 days waiting time here. You see it's written wait 2 days. This is like almost never visible in Mautic. Here, I can do the same thing. You see, I can't wait when I check, but when I check it immediately. So this is describing when to check it. After 2 days, check it and take a snapshot in that moment. Does this person like the chocolate? No, then wait 2 days to execute this. And here, wait 2 days to add the points. Okay, so this is the main difference between decisions and conditions. You might not know that decisions are checked within certain time, which is defined in the no branch, and conditions are evaluated immediately. Email sending comes with a lot of question marks in Mautic. One of them is these settings here. So publish yes or no, but publish at some certain time, unpublish at when. I understand this is stranger than in other systems. So in Mautic, you need to publish an email in order to be considered for sending at all. For example, like, is this email valid at all? Should we even consider using it? So this is the switch here. If it's not published, you won't be able to select it in places. And if you try to send it, it will simply fail. Publish at certain day. That's completely different setting. So if you set a future date here, then your email will be scheduled for a future send. In order to successfully send it, you need the so-called broadcast cron in order to spool that email or send it out. The unpublish is when the email's validity expires. So even if it's published, but it's unpublished here, it means that email is no longer valid. For example, you have an emailing before Halloween. You want to publish it on Halloween day and unpublish it the next day. The result will be that anyone who is at that time of the sending, when it's published, anyone is in the segment at that moment, they will get this email, and anyone who joined this segment until the unpublishing date will get this email, but no one afterwards. So it's like a sending window. If you would like to learn more about that, I have a video exactly describing how email sending works in Mautic. I cover everything here, but this is a really strange thing how it works, but it has its very serious advantages. So you can just create any type of promotional emails and make sure it's only valid during these times. But if you ever had a feeling that Mautic is sending emails by itself, then that's probably happening because you forget to unpublish those emails. So let's say you schedule something for the future. you publish them, let's say tomorrow, and somebody joins that segment 1 year later, they will get this email because it was never unpublished. So that message is not valid anymore. Okay? I hope it makes sense. Let's go further. So sending is fun. Let's stay with that topic. There's another thing which you might have seen. Let's open the emails. I created a new one and I'm going to send it to a person who has already gotten a couple of emails today. So let's send it out. Boom, it's out. So when I look at the email, after sending that email, when I look at it, it says it's queued. And it says number of contacts that have this email queued to be sent based on their frequency rules. What is that? So let's open up our contact and see what the frequency rules of this contact are. This setting is hidden. So you have to go to preferences, and then here you see a frequency rule for that email, which says you cannot send more than 1 email per day. That's why you see that the email is queued. And if you come here further down, you can see that this message has been postponed. We postponed this for another day. You can even see when it will be sent. So today is 26th, and it will be sent on the 27th. The status is pending. Because this guy here got way too many emails, and we would like to limit that per day. So if I have multiple campaigns left and right and sending a lot of emails, this is a good way to manage that. By the way, you can set a global setting for this. You have to go to the configuration, email settings, and here are the frequency rules. So it's right here, no more than 0 day, which means it's turned out, but you can set a higher number here and then it will work. And if you want to unset for this person, you can just turn it off. Oops, like this. 0. And it will be okay. One more about unsubscribes. And in general, how you test an email, this is a little bit strange. I mean, it's different than from other systems. So I created a test email here. Let's save it. And I'm going to send it out to myself as an send example. And I'm also going to send it as a real send. And you will see what's the difference between the real send as a test send. The two emails have completely different content. So it might be strange for you that when you're trying to test an email, that's actually not the final email which will go out. But once you know it, you actually expect that. So you can make your decisions about sending that email accordingly. I would like to show you what the difference is. So here are the two emails. They look very similar. As you can see here, I have the test in the subject line. In the second one, I don't have the test. So that's without actually. The other difference is in the link. So let's see. Here, the link is not masked. You can see the link here on the bottom. It's right away pointing to the final destination. In my real send, it's redirected to my Mautic. So that's the second difference. And the third one, and this is very often happening that people think that Mautic is not working. If I click on the unsubscribe link here, I get record not found because this is not a real email here. It's just a test email. So if I click here, I actually unsubscribe successfully and I can resubscribe again. But in the test email, the unsubscribe won't work. The other big difference is that in test emails, also the tokens won't be used. So none of the tokens will work. Maybe there will be a placeholder, but otherwise they won't work. So if you want to test your emails, you have to use the real send. I know it's strange, but this is today's video about. This is a UI thing, but it might be very annoying for you or strange if you first time see it. So I have an email here where there are absolutely no statistics. You see, I can see that someone clicked on these links, but there are no statistics. And the reason is because here you can set the time, and sometimes that disappears, sometimes it's there. Okay, now for example, for me it's here. So I have to go back all the way in the past if I would like to see some kind of statistics, and then suddenly I see everything. So always make sure that this time frame is according to the events when the times when the email reads and the sends happen. This one I call not cooperative segments. Let me show you what I mean. If I create a new segment and come to the filters, I can set up, okay, I would like to filter for anyone who visited the pricing page. And I would like to filter for people who visited at least 5 times, so greater than 4. You would imagine that this is how it works, but no, actually how it will come out is that anyone who visited the pricing page at least once and the total page count which this person has ever visited is greater than 4. So these two are actually not referring to each other. So by knowing this, you can save yourself a lot of trouble. There is a plugin called SQL Conditions. If you come to my site, you can see a little bit more about it. Here you can create an SQL condition where you can say, I want to have anyone in this certain segment, for example, who visited a knowledge base at least 10 times. But as default, these two filters work independently from each other, even if you put an and between them. Okay, now let's talk about campaign membership a little bit. So I created a campaign here, which is very simple. I'm just sending out 3 emails after each other. You see the third one is almost out. This person here is a member of this campaign. I'll show you how the campaign looks like. It's just a typical nurturing campaign. Email 1, email 2, email 3. They all go out, okay? So let's go back here. Okay, now all 3 emails went out. So normally, when I first started to use Mautic, for me, the logical thing would be that once I send out these 3 emails, this person leaves the campaign. So this is not the case. I already received all 3 emails, and I'm still a member of the campaign. You see, I'm right in there, and I can see that I'm a member of this campaign. You see, I became a campaign member here. Got my emails. Okay, all of them, all 3 emails, great. But I'm still a member. I can't even see it here in my preferences, sorry, in my campaign list that I am there. Campaign membership, I'm a member here. But why? There are no new events at all. So if I come here, everything is 100% done. Why? I never left this campaign. So assuming that I never left this campaign, I'm gonna add a 4th email. I'm going to call this email for after finished before. And this will make sense in a moment. I'm going to call this, I don't know, FF test, whatever that is. Okay, and I would like to send this out, let's say after 2 minutes. Let's say after 1 minute, like this. Okay, and save it. Okay, great, save my campaign. I'm going to rerun my crons. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I reran my crons. And the email didn't go out. What? Okay, let's wait 1 more moment here. Okay, like 5-minute pause. Let's check. Actions won't happen. Why is that? So the reason is this person has been a member of this campaign before the additions. When first joined this campaign, everything will be scheduled for this person. Anything I add after that won't happen. Like your faith is written in advance. No more changes afterwards. When you're born, your faith is written, no more changes afterwards, according to some people. But it's the same in Mautic. So strange it might be for you. When you make changes to a campaign after this person already went through, nothing will be executed for this person anymore. And the fun part is that this guy, this here, me, is already a member. He never left the campaign, okay? So he is like just, you know, like sitting in here on the bottom, actually somewhere here, and not moving up or down. So in order to do something about it, we need to kick him out and then push him back again. So if I would kick him out and push him back, then everything would go through 1 more time, and this time he would get email number 4 as well. But that's another video which you can find here if you would like to learn more about how campaign events can be added to a already executed campaign. Okay, this one is connected to how Mautic stores the values, because there are some strange things there, which is super efficient, but they still might be strange. So let me show you. Let's say we have this guy here, and we have a ice cream flavor custom field, which is a multi-select. So you can have either chocolate, vanilla, or punch. In the database, right now, I have it here, I don't store anything. So let's add chocolate and vanilla. Save it. In the database, it will be chocolate and vanilla. I am storing these two values as C and V, and it's separated with a pipe. Okay? So let's see what happens if I import something. I created a file here, email, my email, and an ice cream. Let's import this. Okay, email and ice cream will be ice cream flavor. Let's import it. So let's see what happened with my... So suddenly I have only punch here. So that is annoying. So instead of just adding one, it overrides everything. Let's do another test. I added chocolate and vanilla. Let's save it. Let's see how it looks. Chocolate, vanilla. Let's do another import. And here I'm gonna make this setting different here. I don't want that the existing values are overwritten. So let's see what happens then. Okay, it's imported. Let's look at our lead. And I see that, yeah, it's not overwritten, but also not added. So basically, if you have any multi-select field, you should get ready that you always have to upload the current values. You cannot just extend it. It's a little bit strange, I think so, but we love Mautic and we happily live it. Okay, the next one is categories. You might have seen categories in Mautic, but you never really tried to use them. Maybe I give you an advice on the forums not to use them. I'll show you why. So let's say we have an email here, and I would like to assign a category to it. So I say this one should be, let's say, test interest. This is a global category. Global category means that people in your system, so the contacts, can subscribe to certain categories, and you can actually edit that. This sounds really cool because you could add the category like, let's say, finance, the other one, let's say, weight loss, and then people would get only emails based on that category. But it's not like that. So categories are stored here. Preferences, and there's a categories link. So this person subscribed to my test interest category. The funny thing is that only global interests are shown here. I have a lot more categories in my system. Let me show that to you. So these are my categories, a bunch of different categories I'm using for testing, but only the global ones, so these ones are shown. So I have to do the global one. Just these two can be selected by your contacts. So this can be shown in a preferences page, and you can select your interest from it, which is really, really cool. But unfortunately, there is no way programmatically manage that. So the only way you can manage it is if you are displaying it on the preferences page. Let me show you where it can be found. Okay, so I created an email, sent it out, and now I'm clicking on unsubscribe. So this is where you can see it. So this is really cool. It's basically like tags. You can choose categories, what you are interested in. But will these categories be reflected upon decisions made on which email you should get or not? So does it actually look at, the email's category, what you're sending? And this is a little bit strange in Mautic because it does not. Let me show you what it does. So I would like to go back here to the emails, and I have here, this is a test interest category. This has nothing to do with that if a person gets the email or not, whether they're supposed to get it. It doesn't matter. What really matters is if I create a segment and I assign all the people who are interested in that category, and that segment I use here as a segment for that email. So just because I'm interested in the test interest category doesn't mean that I would get this email, or if I'm not interested, doesn't mean I should not get this email. I have to create my segments exactly like that I'm containing that certain category, as a segment filter. But it's actually very handy if you don't need to programmatically change anything in contacts regarding to categories. Then this works really well, because the problem is via API you cannot change the category of a certain person. At least I couldn't find a way to do that. So let's go back to segments, and I'm gonna check here this just me segment, and here I could say let's say I would like to look for a category, subscribe categories, and if it includes, let's say, no interest and test interest, then this person is supposed to get the email. This is how you can use categories in Mautic. But remember, global categories are not the same as email or asset or any other categories. This one is super important. You might get a notification here that you should upgrade Mautic. Never, ever, 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 ever touch this button. Never upgrade here. So why is it here? I don't know, it's a legacy thing. Always safe way to upgrade Mautic is through the command line. If you don't know how to do it, come to my website, joeykeller.com. There are a bunch of videos and tutorials how to do it, but never ever touch this button. I know it's strange that it's there, but don't touch it. Even if you feel urge, don't touch it, okay? Thank you so much for watching. That's it for today. Please write in the comments how many of these things you are not aware of. And if you have any questions, you can also drop it as a comment, and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. Visit me on my website, joeykeller.com, or on the Mautic forums. See you soon. Until then, keep automating.